You learn stuff if you look around and watch. It's like that old boy that was traveling the countryside. He come up on a ranch, didn't know the history of it. It was two brothers side by side. That's pretty. That had been farming together all their life, had two big old pretty pieces of land butt up against each other. They shared equipment, shared meals together. Their kids were growing up together. But one day there was a little squabble. Squabble that turned into a pretty good little argument. It turned into a standoff, and they hadn't talked for years. One day the younger brother tore down the levee and built a creek in between the two places. And I mean, it made his older brother mad as spitting hornets. That rocked on until this man knocked on that man's door that day. He said, "Sir, I'm a traveling carpenter. I'd like to get any odd jobs you got for me." He said, "You know, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you came by. You see that creek down there? That borders my brother's land, and I'm tired of looking at it. I want you to build me an 8-foot tall fence from property line to property line, but I don't want to see it." So he went to town, got all the materials, and the farmer dropped him off. And he said, "I got to run to town, get some more things. You get to work on this, and I'll pay you a good wage." So the day progressed, and that old carpenter worked and worked and worked. And man, he did a fine job at building that project. Rancher pulled up in his old truck coming back from town, slammed on his brakes, jumped out, hollered, and said, "What have you done?" Carpenter said, "Sir, I completed a good work there." He said, "That's a bridge. That's not a fence. I want a fence." So as they're arguing about it, the older farmer looked down there, and here comes his younger brother walking across that bridge with a smile on his face and his hand outstretched. And before the older brother could explain that that was not what he intended, the younger brother ran up and said, "Thank you for showing me wisdom, brother. Of all the things I've done to you, you took the time to build me a bridge." Brothers talked probably an hour. About that time, they turned around to thank the old man. He was gone. As he was leaving that driveway, they were running after him. Younger brother said, "Come back, I've got work for you." He said, "No, sir, I've got to be on my way. There's other bridges I need to build." How many of us are building fences over bridges?